Hello and welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of Getting Into Feed the Beast. I'm your host, uNhumuN, and today we're going to go over a few different things. We're going to go over making a jetpack so that we can fly. We're going to get to go up into the sky. It's going to be great. I love jetpacks. We're going to, after that, make what's called a capacitor bank so we can actually, charge our jetpack, because if your jetpack's not charged, you can't fly. Lastly, we're going to go over automatic planting and harvesting of trees, like I talked about last time, so that we can put it into these here furnace thingies, these generators, and get power automatically.
No! No! Freaking Reaper! No! On the mouth! No! That's so tasty.
Just an update from last time. If you guys remember, we made this automatic smelting system. I've made great use of that. If we head in the house, you'll see that I have just a ton of ore. Look at all this refined ore that I have, and a lot of that was done using that automated system. I went mining for like an hour with my hammer, and that plus the automatic smelting you guys can see the results right there. That automated smelting system will do you some huge favors. Eventually, we're going to upgrade that to where it can move more ore at once. I talked to you guys about these servos from last time and how they can only move 4 pieces of ore at once, and that's pretty slow. I'm going to upgrade those later. For now, though, let's go ahead and get started on the jetpack. If we take a look at this here, you'll see that there are just a ton of different selections, different types of jetpacks that we're going to be able to make. But we're going to start trying to make this hardened one. Now, the way that works is you first have to make this leadstone jetpack. I try not to waste my time too much with the leadstone jetpack. I don't like flying with it because it's slow, and it just, in my mind, it's kind of a waste of my time. So we do have to make that, though, in order to get up to this hardened jetpack, which is significantly better. First ingredient we're going to need is these 4 pieces of lead, these thrusters that come with just, a whole ton of different things that we're going to go over how to make, like this steam dynamo, this reception coil thing. There's just a lot going on in here. Let's start with the simple though. I'm going to click into that leadstone thruster, and I'm going to click into that steam dynamo, and now we know how to build that. In order to pull it off, we're going to need 2 of those total, because we need 2 of those thrusters. So let's start off by getting just 6 pieces of copper, plus an additional 16 pieces for these gears. That's pretty simple. 6 plus 16, that's 22 pieces of copper, which, since I went mining, we've already got that right there. We're also going to need 4 pieces of iron, if you guys remember how to make gears, because we're going to go like that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how you make a gear. So we've got that. We've got the 6 pieces of copper. Let's go ahead and just put all of that in there where it belongs. Now I've already forgotten the recipe. Forgive me. There we go. Those go there. Next off, we need the oh, hello. We need that redstone, and then the redstone transmission coil that is built using a piece of silver. So we're going to make that transmission coil just like that. Boom, done deal. We're going to stick that up in there, get those, and now we have 2 steam dynamos. That takes care of that part of the recipe. Now, if you guys remember from the previous episode, we had actually already made some of these leadstone flux ducts. Looks like we're going to need, how many of those did we need? We need 1, 2, times 2, because we have to make 2 of these thrusters. That's 4. If I go to my thermal expansion chest, we've already got them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's done right there. Let's put those in the middle where they belong, and those off to the side. Next off, we're going to need 8 pieces of lead and 2 of these redstone reception coils, plus 2 pieces of redstone. Let's start with the 8 pieces of lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of lead. Let's go grab 2 pieces of gold, because we need them for those redstone thingies we're making. I can't remember the name of them. Let's see. And I accidentally, I built a torch up there. It's funny, these torches should be burning my house down, but Minecraft just, it doesn't want to burn my house down, which I actually really, really appreciate. I'd rather my house doesn't get burned down. Come back over to this crafting station. We're going to build these redstone reception coils like that. Put those up there, those down there, and then just break up the lead, and boom! We've got our thrusters. Thank heavens. Not too bad of a recipe, though. Next off, we're going to need 4 pieces of lead. Let's go ahead and go grab that right now. We've got it pretty easily accessible. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll come back over to the crafting station and put them in, just like so. Ooh, you could make lead boots. I don't suggest it, though. I think they actually slow you up. They slow you down. If you're wearing a full outfit of lead armor, I've never actually done it, but if you do, you're going to probably walk like really slow, and that's just, ain't nobody got time for that. We need 2 pieces of lead, the copper, some redstone, and some sulfur to make what's called a flux capacitor. What that basically is a little battery bank that stores RF. We talked about last time that RF is that power source, or that power energy type. That's what those generators are producing. So again, we're going to need, 2 pieces of lead for that, or 3? 2 pieces of lead, 1 piece of copper, like that. I think it was 3 pieces of redstone. 1, 2, 3. And then a piece of sulfur. I'm not sure if I actually have any sulfur. If I do, it's probably going to be in my miscellaneous items chest, but it looks as though I don't have any, so that means that we actually need to make a trip to the Nether, because I'm pretty sure that that's where you find sulfur. But let's just find out before we go making an unnecessary trip. I've never seen this sulfur ore that I can really remember, but you'll see there's that Nether sulfur ore. And so I'm going to go ahead and go and build us the gate, the gates to heck. What's that thing called? Nether portal, that's the one. I also got to bring with me these buckets, because that's just going to make life a lot easier.
I'm so happy, lucky me. I just go my way.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and actually place this Nether portal just right outside of my house. I'm going to have a path coming out over here next to the farm. And if some of you haven't seen this method of making a Nether portal before, I mean, you probably all have, but what you're going to do is, instead of mining obsidian, because we all know that mining obsidian sucks, it takes forever, you just grab the lava, and then you grab some water, pour it over the lava, and it creates your obsidian. And you can just use that to build a framework to make your portal out of. There we go. Now we've got the framework set up. If we go ahead and just mine out all of these blocks like this, you'll see that we actually do have a Nether portal right there. Blammo. But naturally I have to get rid of all this cobblestone first, or else it's not going to work. I'm going to pull out my flint and steel, light it up, and then there we go. We're on our way to the Nether. Alright, so you'll notice that in Feed the Beast, the Nether looks significantly different. We've got plants, we've actually got like green stuff, we've got red stuff, we've got things actually growing in here. That right there is the sulfur ore. That's what we're looking for, but I don't want to walk clear over there if it can be avoided. So I think I'm just gonna mine. Never mind, no, we're gonna mine. You'll also notice that inside of the Nether there are different types of ore that are available. Now the cool part about this available ore in the Nether is, oh geez, I found some lava. Don't do it! Lava spreads like water. It's just so fast. So fast! But anyway, this Nether ore will actually give you twice as much after you break it down. It'll turn into more ore. So instead of this being 16 or 8 pieces of copper ore, it's 8 or 16 Oh my gosh, my math sucks today. Instead of this being 8 pieces of copper ore, it is 16 pieces. And then you put that back through the system and get 32 pieces of copper out of it. Pretty nice. Love that. This quartz didn't serve much of a purpose in standard Minecraft, but in Feed the Beast is actually another one of those key resources that you are definitely going to need. But again, in the mid-game, we're not going to need it immediately, so pretty much just mine it while you're already here, but just realize that you're not going to be needing it immediately. We've got some flesh here. That's kind of gross. I wonder if I can eat it. No, I can't eat it. I don't actually know what flesh is for. Let's see. Here. Flesh. What can we do with flesh? Oh, you can turn it into rotten flesh. That's nice. Or you can turn it into flesh. And I don't... Ooh, protein. What do you do with protein? I also forgot, I want to go ahead and /set home nether right there so that I can just /home nether and we're right back at our portal. That way I don't have to worry about walking all the way back because we're pretty lazy, you know. That's one of the key things about Feed the Beast is you set up, you do some extra work at the beginning so you can be lazy later. Here we go though. I think this guy's interested in killing me. I don't know. And there is our... Oh, shoot! Oh, really? Why did he kill me? I don't understand. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt any of your friends or something. Here, but we're just going to /back. It's a useful command when you die. Ah! Okay, or at least it's supposed to be. I used my nether teleport instead. That wasn't working out so well for me. As you guys saw, that pigman, he was really anxious to kill me. That's alright. I'm invading his home, but he's gonna... Oh, shoot! Oh, don't do it! Oh, don't do it! Oh, don't do it! Oh, there's a bat! Oh my gosh! This place sucks! It's all fire and doom and gloom. Back to where we were though, we've got some sulfur ore. And you hear that, well, you can't hear it because my audio sucks, but anyway, it just started sizzling like a creeper. If you don't mine all of the ore, one of them might explode. So just keep that in mind. You want to be super fast. And while we've got this glowstone right here handy in front of us, we're going to grab that for some future recipes. I hear some pigmen getting mad at me because I'm stealing... Oh! Ouch! Yeah. So that's what happens if you don't mine it all in time. That's why mining in the nether can be pretty dangerous, even though sometimes it can be kind of rewarding. We're back home though. We've got what we needed, what we came for. I'm gonna have to take a second to put away the inventory though. We've got just way too much stuff in here that I'm not all that interested in.
I don't worry.
Alright, so in order to use this sulfur that we had, we're going to need to put it into these pulverizers that we built. So I'm just going to break that into 4 stacks. And we're going to go like this and just stick it in there so that we can be faster. We could put it in there, but this way will give us our output a little quicker. And you'll see that it starts flowing up through the tubes, and we're going to get a lot of sulfur from this. We probably won't have to go harvesting sulfur for quite a while. Oh, and that seems to be smelting these netherrack into bricks. I mean, that's okay, I don't really care. So let's go ahead though, and we're gonna pick up some of that sulfur that we've got. We can get back to our previous recipe we were working on, if you guys remember. It was that capacitor thing, little battery bank for our jetpack. I think that the recipe looked something like that, and there we go. Leadstone flux capacitor. Bring it back on over to this table, just like that. We need one more thing, if I'm remembering right. It is a strap of some kind. It's this, yep, leather strap. We're gonna need some leather and some iron. Not so sure if I've really got any leather at the moment. We can still look. Nope. But I'm gonna see if there's actually a way to make leather, if I can learn how to spell, that is. If I click on it, you can use imp leather to make it. You can get it from scrap box. You can use a chemistry set to make it out of flesh, or mana infusion to make it out of flesh. Seems to me though that there's really no easy peasy way to get leather right off the bat, aside from going of course and killing the cow. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go find us this cow, who I think according to our map is standing right over here. He was a second ago. We're gonna go find out. Gosh dang it. Again with the dying. It's a good thing that I'm not playing on hardcore mode. I don't think... Oh! I really don't think I do so well at that. I'm not good at the hardcore things because I just die too much. There's another skeleton. Yeah, you just shot me in the back. That's... Oh, I don't want to go... Those guys are mean. If you see them, just avoid them. It's a recipe for death.
Worrying doesn't bring things that bother you. Never bother me.
I think all the cows went extinct and I just stepped on some poison ivy. That sucks. Seriously though, I think all the cows just like went extinct. I cannot find any anywhere. We've got a creeper stalking outside. Good news though is that we finally have our leather. So I'm gonna grab those 2 pieces of iron we needed. Come back to the table. Put down the leather. Put down the iron, and there's our strap, just like that, and boom! Ta-da! Leadstone jetpack, finally! Okay, we're gonna go and look at the jetpacks list again, and to make the hardened jetpack, we're gonna need a flux capacitor that's hardened, which means you need another one of these normal flux capacitors. We're gonna need these hardened thrusters that are made off of a reactant dynamo, which requires bronze. I'll teach you guys how to make that. Let's actually go ahead and start with the bronze. Now, since I've been smelting all of my ore using my machine, the only thing I have is these ingots. So I'm going to grab just like maybe 16 pieces of copper. First, let's find out how to make bronze. I don't remember the ratios from it. Looks like it is 1 part tin, 3 parts copper. So we're going to want some number divisible by 3. That could be 15. That'll work. And then we're going to want 5 pieces of tin to accompany that. I'm just going to go over to... Oh, shoot. Don't do it. Don't do it. Gotcha. We have 2 ways that we can do this, though. I can either put them in here, or option number 2 is I can come back to my machine. I can turn off automatic smelting just by turning off that servo. Everything will get stuck in this chest. And I can break these guys up like that. I can put them into the pulverizer and get the dust back. Okay, and now that those are done, I've got 15 copper dust and 5 tin dust. If I just break this up into my crafting table like that, I'll get bronze dust like that. Now I can break that into 4 stacks again and just split it up between these redstone furnaces, and we will start pumping out bronze ingots. I'll go ahead and turn this servo back on though. We'll take care of the sulfur dust later and put it away. But there you go, we've got bronze ingots being pumped out, and how many of those did we even need? I think we need more than that. We need 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 2 is 22, and I think I've only got 20 pieces, so I'm going to go make some more of that real quick. I went ahead and made 40 additional pieces of bronze just because it is one of those things that I know we're going to need more of later down the road, so I like to make things in pretty big bulk amounts. That way you can just have it on hand instead of wasting your time having to remake it over and over. I wouldn't necessarily call 1 stack bulk per se, but it's close enough. We can call it bulk for the early game. Let's grab those 4 pieces of iron that we know we're going to need for those bronze gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we go. 4 bronze gears. Go back to the thruster recipe. we need for this reactant dynamo the bronze gears on either side. So let's go ahead and do that. And then put the bronze ingots there as well. Next up is that we're going to need that redstone transmission coil again using this silver ore and then some redstone. There we go, we've got the reactant dynamos. Next up for the thrusters is that we need hardened flux ducts, and you guys should remember from last time we also already have made some of those, so we're going to save some time on that recipe at least. We're going to need some more Invar for our next bit. We're going to need 8 pieces in total, plus some redstone reception coil and some more just plain old redstone. There's our hardened thrusters though. If we go in here, we know that we're going to need the hardened flux capacitor as well. That requires 1 tin plus 2 Invar. Let's put down the 2 Invar. Go grab that 10 from our refined ore chest, just like that. Put it in the recipe. Next up, we're going to need 3 pieces of redstone. I'm just going to grab like a whole stack of redstone. We're using way too much of this stuff for me to keep going back to the chest for it. We also need one of those lead stone capacitors as well. So I'm going to just quickly make that. Just like that. Put that in the crafting recipe. We've got a hardened one. It can hold up to 400,000 RF, whereas if you guys look at the previous one, it can only hold 80,000. That's quite the upgrade. We'll pull that out, go over to our recipe. Oh, we don't have one yet. Put it down. Now we just need that leadstone jetpack, and voila, we've got that. We can see that. What we need now though is a way to charge it, because if we can't charge it, it's not really going to do us any good. We're going to use this basic capacitor bank. The way that you build that is with 4 pieces of iron. Some of these basic capacitors, they just take gold nuggets surrounding a piece of copper and 2 redstone. Pretty easy to make. Let's go ahead and go grab those copper. I think it said copper, didn't it? Yeah, copper. Let's grab a couple of pieces of gold. Shouldn't need too many of those. Let's also grab that iron we know we're going to need. There we go. We've got basic capacitors. Let's put the iron in its corner places. Let's put the capacitors into their spots. And then last of all, we need a block of redstone. It's telling you that it can use any of these colored types, but my estimate is that we should be able to just use a normal block of redstone, which we've got one right here, and it should do the trick just as easily. There we go, basic capacitor bank. What that's going to do is store RF for us. It will also charge our jetpack, but if I put this, like, say, right here, like that, and then just go like this, it is now starting to store redstone power. Kinda sweet, kinda nifty. I can make it also output redstone back into the system to power these furnaces, which will like that. But for now we're going to put this in here to charge it. Looks like 1000 is the max amount per tick that it can accept, and that's alright. If you get some of these higher tier ones, they're harder to make, but if you get these, then you can put out more at once, and that's pretty handy. I've got my jetpack finally though, and we can go ahead and just and now we can hover along. That's really useful. If you look at the top left of the screen, it will tell you how much fuel you have remaining. So I can now fly. Look at that. Whoa, I'm flying! I love it. Anyway, make sure though to catch yourself before you hit the ground, because if you just hit the ground, I mean, you do still take fall damage, and that's not fun. Now, I know that I said I was also going to go over how to make the planter and the harvester and like automate this process for harvesting trees and feeding it back in, but I think that's all that we have time for this episode. So next time we will go over generating automatic power so you don't have to babysit these anymore. So yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time.